What's up, Shib Army? Welcome back, and let's get it going. Let's talk about what's going on in the market. This is a very huge article where we get into kind of the prospects with Vitalik Buterin and Shiba Inu. So we're going to look into the potential of Shib. A lot of people out there investing, trading, holding Shiba Inu. It's kind of one of those situations where we're in a holding pattern. I think right now the world, and not just the world, but more in specific, the United States, waiting to see what happens with this week's presidential election. And as we get into the kind of potential overhauling within the SEC, within deregulating crypto, there's a lot of narratives that we can go down, a lot of paths and roads where crypto could be very much in a different position come the start in February of 2025, where I think that we do get a 9-month window, 9 to 12 months actually, if we want to look into historical trends and kind of what the market has to offer if we do get a changing of the guard here at the top. So let's get into it. Let's talk some crypto. As always, guys, please remember, not financial advice. Always do your own research and due diligence. And let's get into what's happening in Shiba Inu. And the best way to start off this discussion is by looking into the crypto bubbles. As you can see, this is a crappy day as we are into the red for a consecutive day. And as Shiba Inu right now trading hands at 12th in market cap, we have a 0.00001651. So 4 zeros, 1651. It's where that 2 cents, or I'm sorry, that 402 level is going to be that huge hurdle. We've had a resistance there for quite some time, and that resistance has been continuing. But we are giving back all of the gains we had this month, right? Shib had a great month of October. It wasn't necessarily up October, maybe a little bit stalled out, and then hitting some headwind from the presidential election. Now only up 0.58% on the month. But let's talk about Shib a little bit more so in what's happening with Vitalik, because this is where Shiba Inu looks to seek a showcase of Shib's potential to Ethereum's head, Vitalik Buterin. Now, kind of an interesting little look there. A lot of people speculate what Vitalik's role is within a lot of cryptocurrencies behind the scenes. Shiba Inu is one of those. And let's get into this conversation as Kusama, right? Shai is talking about a 10-minute speech on the potential of Shiba Inu to the co-founder Vitalik. This is a request made today between Buterin's recent comment about Dogecoin. Now, this is where you look at Vitalik saying that Doge deserves to be ranked 2 or 3. Okay. And that's kind of interesting. Now, a lot of people think that Vitalik had his hands in a lot of these cryptos that early on started. How much of a role is he actually playing? But this has been a viral video that has been making its rounds amongst the crypto community. And as Dogecoin and Shiba Inu kind of jockey at the top of the meme coin space, who's the best, who's number one, who's number two? This is where Shai kind of did not shy away from sticking his name of his crypto, I guess you would say, into the ring, as Shiba Inu definitely has an argument to be made if they are number 2 or 3 overall. Okay, so this is kind of what we've seen. And this was an interview earlier this week. Stunned a lot of crypto enthusiasts because, Dogecoin for one, this is something where Ethereum had that 2 spot for many years. So it's kind of interesting to see where Vitalik would have Ethereum ranked. Would he, according to the statement, is he having Ethereum 1? Is he having Ethereum 3 and Dogecoin 2? I just don't see how that all makes sense and plays out, or what his motivation is for making that comment, quite frankly. But here's Kusama, all right, delivering a presentation to Buterin. This is where he wants to have a chance to show Vitalik why Shib. Okay, you hear when Shib, when Lambo. This is why Shib. All right, now this is kind of where you look for Shiba Inu to get recognition as being a top crypto asset. I can make the case that Shib has more of a use case and utility in kind of a roadmap of what they actually want to do and deliver to investors versus Dogecoin. But this is something where this is a 10-minute pitch showcasing Shiba Inu's remarkable potential, community, technology, and their governance platform. Now, the future of decentralized crypto and what Shib brings to the table, this would benefit ETH, okay? Most notably because Shiba Inu runs on Ethereum blockchain, obviously. And then Kusama is urging Shiba Inu community members to kind of help get Vitalik's attention. Now, this is a great way to kind of piggyback, and we've seen this from meme coins to altcoins, whatever. Whenever we have a head of a crypto, or just quite frankly, any kind of force or sales pitch or narrative, seemingly they want to just kind of take the heads, right? Whether it be, it could be Elon Musk. It could be Vitalik, it could be Charles Hoskinson, it could be anybody at the top of a crypto seemingly looks to find its way to becoming a billboard in that comment section. Okay, and that's kind of what Shy's doing here. Now, this is where obviously the Shiba Inu community, Shib Army, really just jumped on this and kind of ran with it. So whether or not he gets that 10 minutes pitch, that is yet to be determined. But now we've seen Lucy, obviously the marketing specialist for Shiba Inu within the ecosystem, speculating that Buterin may be aware that Shib is a better fit and could outperform Ethereum in the future. I think that's kind of crazy. However, I do think that a lot of cryptos have been derived and created to kind of improve upon and outperform Ethereum. They took the pitfalls of Ethereum. We've seen Ethereum 2.0. We've seen, Cardano. That's kind of their main goal. Also, Solana. A lot of these ETH killers, quote unquote. All right. But it's noteworthy that Buterin has previously acknowledged Shib, not just Dogecoin. He's done so in remarkably fashion, noting their price surge. And then Buterin also saying that Shiba Inu has outperformed his initial expectations, as he expected the token's price to crash significantly, as all kind of meme coins kind of do. And that's kind of the big story. I don't really consider any meme coins a pump and dump. All right. It's just a giant rich man's game of hot potato. All right. And that's kind of how I look at it. Everybody has the same chance. If it's a fair launch, I think there's a lot of opportunity there. There are some situations where it's a little bit misleading, and that's probably where we see the bad actors and the evil within crypto. However, everybody still, for that matter, is in charge of their own finances, and everybody knows the rules. So that's something where even with something as big as Shiba Inu or Dogecoin, it still has risk, still has volatility. So that's why you have to make the best decision possible for you. All right. But this is kind of where we look into March, where Buterin disclosed that Shib outperformed his expectations once again. And he distributed the remaining tokens from that 500 trillion he received from Shiba Inu, kind of anonymous founder, to charity organizations after burning the initial 410 trillion Shib. And this is kind of where we look at Shib as being, like I said, just right on the cusp of the top 10. Whether or not they make a big move, I think that right now as a holder, it's kind of that whole, where are we right now in the market? Okay. You have to ask yourself a question. Are you in it for the long haul or the short haul? Because right now we're banking on a coin flip that we do get a pro crypto stance coming out of the presidential election. If we do so, then I think tailwinds are in store. If we don't get that election to go in the favor of crypto, then I think we have the argument to be made that, okay, this could be a little bit rocky for quite a bit. But however, if you want to talk about me and ask me kind of face to face what I'm thinking for the market, I think once we get through the election and traders, investors, heads of crypto organizations, founders of cryptos, developers, everybody just kind of digests the information, kind of looks at the outlook. It's going to be probably a 1 to 2 month kind of trek where we do not know what's coming. And then I think if we do get that pro crypto tailwind, whether or not it's Harris or Trump, I know we'll get it with Trump, but there's a lot of voters that will be voting for Harris alike. And that battle is ongoing. Obviously, it will be concluded this week. Thank God. I'm sick of hearing these commercials right now on television. And with the football and the NFL world today, it's just going to be absolutely obnoxious every 5 seconds having these propagandish commercials every single second. Okay. But that's kind of where I'm at. So I think that if we do get a tailwind coming out from the election, yeah, Shib's going to have a 9 to 12 month window where we do kind of mimic and kind of piggyback off of what we saw in 2017 and 2021. And I think that's something where it does bode to favor the likes of these more kind of moving cryptos such as Dogecoin, such as Shiba Inu, where we will get a push, in my opinion, if we do get the mindset and the narrative that deregulation is coming, as regulators look to potentially be absolved from their duties if Trump does get elected. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you think that these comments from Shy in response to Kusama, in response to Vitalik, are noteworthy? Do you think it's basically just kind of a marketing push, or do you think that if Shy does get a 10-minute sales pitch to Vitalik, do you think this will bode well for ETH whales getting back into the likes of Shiba Inu? Very curious your guys' thoughts. As always, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend, and stay tuned for more updates with not just Shib, with everything crypto right here on the channel. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the next video.